So after several elections around the world, one thing is becoming clear. MAGA is in retreat everywhere around the world. Anything to do with Donald Trump is being battered at the ballot box. Nobody wants to vote for these people or this philosophy anymore. As we know, Canada, the Liberal Party, won a fourth term, an unprecedented fourth term, which you almost never see in any democracy. And as I mentioned in a previous video, they came back from 25 points behind just a couple of months before they won the election. And what made the difference? Donald Trump made the difference. All the stuff he was saying about making Canada the 51st state, and all the alliances that existed between Donald Trump and the Pierre Poilievre, the leader of the effectively the Conservative Party there, all of that toxified that brand and led to the Liberal resurgence that led to Mark Carney winning the election and becoming Prime Minister again. Now, we've also seen something similar happen in Australia. There, for the first time in over 20 years, a governing party won re-election. Again, that doesn't happen in this polarised environment. But the Australian Conservative Party was toxified by their association with Donald Trump. And so bad was that association, they even had the disastrous idea of coming up with the campaign slogan, "Make Australia Great Again." They had their own version of MAGA. In fact, the Prime Minister, Albanese, who won the election, he even made fun of it in his acceptance speech.
We do not need to beg or borrow or copy from anywhere else. We do not seek our inspiration overseas. We find it right here, in our values and in our people.
So Canada, the governing party brought back from extinction by the opposition's association with Trump. Australia, the governing party, winning a resurgent victory, again, because of the Conservatives' association with Trump. Wherever you go, MAGA is toxic. Now, what happened in the UK? We haven't had a national election, but we had a series of local elections here in the UK last week. What we saw, though, was something different. We saw the Reform Party and Nigel Farage, who is strongly allied with Donald Trump, actually winning lots of seats and coming highest in the vote. Now, although these are local elections, they happened across the country in various areas, and his party did very well. So does that mean that there's a counter trend going on in the UK? Well, actually, what actually happened seems to have reinforced the idea that MAGA is toxic everywhere. You see, what Labour did, the government here, was the opposite of what the Canadians and the Australians did on the progressive side. They actually did some things that tried to echo a little bit of MAGA. They started attacking immigration. They started cutting spending, almost doing a bit of a doge on their own. They even started to attack, in some quarters, DEI. They were also targeting benefits and trying to cut those too. And so you see, the lesson is clear. Anywhere where you try to take on... What? Oops, a bit of a strong wind there, but I'll try and get to the end. You see there are strong winds and currents flowing throughout the world right now, but they seem to be blowing in a similar direction, because anywhere where you see even an inkling, a whiff of MAGA happening, the public run a mile from it. Because the government here tried to rape it a little bit, they've fallen into the mud. But where Canada and Australia stood firm, were absolutely unambiguous in their opposition to Donald Trump, to MAGA and that whole agenda, that right-wing agenda that scapegoats migrants, that tries to slash government and make the poorest people pay. That kind of agenda isn't popular anywhere, because Donald Trump is showing where it can lead. If you try to embrace policies that are uncaring and uncompassionate, you will not win. Victory lies in running the other way, running away from meanness, from pettiness, and from quick and easy solutions that appeal to people's gut prejudices. Yes, you might get a short-term high from it, but long-term, it's not a winning strategy. Long-term, and ultimately, MAGA will be defeated. Thank you for watching my video. I'm a psychiatrist. I'm also interested in philosophy and public policy and politics. I aim to make a number of videos about these subjects, and particularly the intersection between them. If you're able to like and subscribe to this channel, then it'll really help. And also put in some comments whenever you can. That'll really help the algorithm. It'll really help promote this channel to other people. Now, beyond that, we are all, unfortunately, at the behest of a very small number of people who seem to run everything these days. And we are all at the whim of a tech oligarch who could decide tomorrow to end a channel like this because it's not in their favor. And because of that, I've set up a kind of email newsletter, which you can subscribe to. At the top of the channel, you'll see a web address. Please go there and subscribe to my newsletter. That way you can stay in touch with the videos I'm making. At least we can keep the content flowing. So I hope you can do that. And I hope we can keep talking and also gain clarity, not just about what's happening right now, but how we can get through this, how we can improve things to make a better tomorrow together. Thank you.